Canelo.
Canelo.
Good fight. I don't expect that from Rico, but maybe a good fight.
How did you score it? Keep going fast, please. Fast.
Tough to say.
Canelo, early stoppage that?
Huh?
Was that an early stoppage?
You know which car?
I don't think so. I think they save a brutal knockout.
Who's next for Usyk?
All the best for Usyk.
Who do you want to see him fight next?
Huh?
Who's next for him?
Oh, he can fight whoever. He's one of the best. Thank you, guys.
Derek, what do you think?
With what?
Of the fight? You called it. You said Rico was going to win. He put up an incredible effort.
Rico won that fight, man. Hey, boxing media! Rico won that fight.
How did you score it?
I just stopped recording.
Hey, we're going now. Where's the... Get me one of those things anyway from the kitchen.
How did you score it, Derek?
I wasn't on score. I was enjoying the fight.
What was Rico doing so well to get the better of
The
Usyk?
movement, and it's chucking orthodox.
I did that conversation with HE. He told me to stop recording. That's all.
Hey,
Ah, shit.
you see, that's the problem.
Bro, I want to get back home alive.
What?
Why? You know, man, you're good, man. You're good.
Well,
Hey,
do you think it was an early stoppage?
that was an early stoppage. They robbed that guy.
What's next for Rico, do you think?
Okay, huh?
What do you think is next for Rico?
Dylan White. I think Rico should fight Dylan White. Huh?
Yeah, what about the rematch?
They got a rematch. Nah, then, but what's his name? What's the Turkish boy? What's his name?
Cabello.
He won't get his WBC. You know, it'd be unfair. As you know what? Fuck him. We won the rematch.
Andy, what do you think of that fight?
Man, that was a crazy fight, bro. Rico really came over here to win, and he pulled out a really great show. But thank God that Usyk won, man. It was an amazing fight.
Do you think he was winning the fight, Rico?
I think it was 50-50, to tell you the truth, until Usyk came and he delivered that uppercut.
Do you think he should have been allowed to continue?
Yeah, maybe, but he was pretty hurt.
Were you impressed by Rico?
Yeah, I knew it was a good fight.
Should he be given a chance to continue?
Yeah.
What level do you think he's at?
Wait, walk off. Sorry, bro.
Shukran.
JB, where are you?
Any message for Fury?
Excuse me, excuse me.
Thanks, AJ.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, AJ, mate.
Oh, good uppercut from, another uppercut. Oh, good coming. Oh, he dropped Rico. Usyk dropped him. Just throwing him from the shoulders. Uppercut, throwing it like this here. Stepping back and throwing it like this here. Dropped him, man. Dang. Rico, you had to stay on your feet. Usyk drained the swamp. Uh-oh, everybody standing up. I got to call this standing up. Everybody stand up. What's going on? Knock this mouthpiece out. Hey, hold on, everybody. Here we go. I don't know how much time is left. Usyk dropped him. Oh, good left. Oh, he ain't looking good. Oh, he about to go. Oh, Usyk about to stop him. Oh, he let his hands ride. That's it. They stopped the fight. Why they stop the fight? Usyk won. TKO. They stopped it. I wanted to see him go night-night.
He struggles to get past that jab, does Oleksandr Usyk, but he does land an uppercut, and he lands another uppercut, but he's still having a fight. Oh, there's a knockdown. That was a big uppercut. And Verhoeven is down now. And he's down. His mouthpiece has gone out. But that is what Oleksandr Usyk needed badly. The mouthpiece is out. The referee will have to call time in. But my God, that is what Oleksandr Usyk needed. He finally finds the opening. He's finally able to drop Rico Verhoeven, whose legs don't look right at all. And they are stalling for time. Absolutely. Get the mouthpiece in. And Oleksandr Usyk, what can you do? You've got less than 10 seconds. Can you get rid of him? He backs him up to the ropes. He needs to let the shots go. Another shot goes in. He's backed up in the corner. He's backed up and the referee jumps in. It's stopped. Oh my days.
1-2 from Usyk. He's going for the finish. Rico's in the corner taking shots. And again, more. And that's the end of the round. Referee stops the fight. No way. No way. That's man. Referee stops the fight. It's round 11. What was the time on that? It was nearly the end of the round. What the heck? I should have put a round timer on the screen. It's a whole thing, man. What do you think? I'm living my life and just in. I ain't putting round timers on. Bro. I don't know if that was corruption. I mean, it was... I mean, he dropped him badly. Rico was hurt. He followed up. I've seen stoppages like that a lot in boxing. But when you consider that this is for the undisputed, multiple titles as well, I believe. Heavyweight boxing championship. Fights don't get, or titles do not get any more prestigious than this. Let the man go down to his knees. Let him get dropped. I mean, it was a beautiful series of punches. Bump, 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 steps back here, uppercut as Rico was coming forward, falls to his knees, head through the ring, the ropes. Beautiful shot. Let's have a look at it here. Back it up. Boom. There it is again. And another one. Backs up again. 1, 2. Pop, pop, pop. Uppercut coming. There it is.
Usyk didn't even land the last 2 punches. He didn't even land the punches and the referee jumped in. They just showed it in slow motion. He didn't even land the punches and the referee jumped in, bro. He didn't even land the punches and the referee jumped in. Yo, Patty C in the super chat dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue. That was one of the weakest stops in history of boxing. That was disgusting, bro. That was disgusting. That was disgusting, man.
Oh, big left hand from Usyk. Oh, he's about to knock him out here. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. And the referee's jumped in and waved it off on the bell. The referee stopped it right on the bell. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. You should have let him out that round, but Usyk knocked him out there, guys. Usyk won by knockout. But I tell you what, that nearly went very, very, very wrong for Oleksandr Usyk. This was crazy. What the hell? That was very, very, very tough. The hardest fight of Oleksandr Usyk's career by a mile. He was arguably about to lose that fight until the stoppage. They probably should have let Verhoeven out of the round. It's not corruption. Verhoeven was getting battered there at the end of the round, but they should have let him out the round. They should have let him into the final round of the fight for sure, because he was on his feet still. He didn't go down. I felt like that was unfair. Usyk slowed down a hell of a lot. We got so much to talk about.
The showdown between Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven had already come and gone, yet the discussion surrounding it continued to intensify. Long before the first punch was thrown, analysts from both the boxing and kickboxing worlds had offered completely different views on what would happen inside the ring. Some expected Oleksandr Usyk to put on a masterclass of skill and ring intelligence, while others believed Rico Verhoeven's physical strength, reach, and years of kickboxing success could have changed everything. In hindsight, it was obvious that the anticipation and conflicting opinions had created nearly as much excitement as the bout itself. Terence Crawford had stood out as one of the strongest supporters of Usyk. He had confidently stated that Usyk would seize control from the start and finish the fight in the early stages. Crawford had maintained that Usyk consistently delivered his best performances when facing difficult challenges, and he had trusted that same mentality to guide him through this unique crossover matchup.
Of course, I respect all fighters. It takes, a lot of heart and guts to get in that ring and perform, time after time after time. So, me and Usyk, we always respected each other from day one, and I'm looking forward to supporting him come Saturday.
Yeah, what do you think about his fight against Rico Verhoeven?
I think, he's going to go out there and do whatever he wanted to do. I think Rico going to be tough at first, but I think Usyk, with his experience, he's gonna figure him out fairly early, and I don't know. We're gonna see.
According to Crawford, Usyk had always used high-pressure situations as motivation instead of allowing them to become a burden. He had believed that this mental strength would give Usyk a clear edge and help him take command of the contest before Rico could find his rhythm or fully establish himself in the fight.
You got to understand, like, Usyk been having a lot of pressure on him since the Olympics, since winning the Olympics, since, you know, going up to heavyweight and beating Fury and all the things that he's been doing in the ring. So he's used to the pressure.
Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn had taken a much more measured approach when discussing the matchup. He had emphasized how difficult heavyweight boxing had become to predict, especially after surprising results such as Fury's struggle against Ngannou. Hearn had argued that Rico Verhoeven possessed the kind of power that could alter the entire fight with a single well-timed punch. Although he had praised Usyk's exceptional talent and experience, he had maintained that Rico should not be viewed as just another athlete crossing over into boxing. In his opinion, bouts like this always carried a level of uncertainty, particularly during the opening rounds when one mistake could instantly shift the momentum.
It's a massive mountain to climb. I think whenever you are changing disciplines and you come in against the best in the division, it's always going to be a hard night's work. You're not just doing that against the best in the division, you're doing that against pound-for-pound number one. But in this division, as we saw with Ngannou against Fury, and you know, the difference is these guys can really punch, and if they land clean, there's going to be a problem. And Verhoeven can really punch. Hello, mate.
Don't trust everything Eddie says because he's always right.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. I was wondering where you was going with that. I was just telling everybody how great the W.
Teddy Atlas had approached the matchup with far greater certainty. He had been convinced that Usyk would do more than simply secure the victory. In Atlas's view, Usyk would take control from the opening moments and impose his superiority throughout the contest, leaving little doubt about who the better fighter was from the very beginning.
And if anyone deserves a little break, look, you don't take anyone for granted. He's a big, strong guy, Verhoeven. He's in good shape. He's physical. He's game. You know, he's experienced in the kickboxing realm. You don't take anyone for granted, but he doesn't figure to have any chance against Usyk. And Usyk is...
He had also rejected any suggestion that the contest would be scripted or influenced by outside factors, maintaining that Usyk competed in a professional and disciplined environment where genuine ability determined the result. Atlas had argued that when a fighter of Usyk's caliber stepped into the ring, talent, preparation, and execution were the factors that ultimately decided the outcome.
Some of those events, you wonder, is it scripted? Is there, you know, is there some agreement there? People were wondering that, I think, for a while with Joshua and Paul. You know, was there an agreement to move around for a few rounds, then take the gloves off and go at it. And of course, Joshua, I think, stopped him in the 6th round, if I remember correctly, whatever it was. But a lot of people didn't think it was go that long. We got that one right. We had the over. I think it was 3 rounds. We had the over in that one. But Usyk's not the kind of guy that would entertain stuff like that, I don't believe. I think that he does deserve...
Atlas had viewed the contest as heavily tilted in Usyk's favor from the very beginning. He had predicted that Usyk would systematically take control, pick Rico apart with precision, and wear him down round after round. In his assessment, the gap in boxing ability was significant enough that the fight would likely have been finished within the first 3 or 4 rounds.
Tall guy who covers up, but he gives you a target. He's there. He's there. He covers pretty good, but when a guy covers like that, and you find a guy like Usyk, you know, it's like having a heavy bag in front of you. Usyk will put punches together. He'll take what you give him. You know, he'll go to the body, he'll split the guard with the uppercut. You know, there's so many things he could do. And again, it's going to be not can he do it. Does he want to do it? Does he want to do it, and how fast does he want to do it? Does he want to do it when the bell rings and go after it? Then he breaks the guy down. I think the over-under is 3.5, right? Something like that. Then he breaks the guy down. He's got a shot.
With many experts offering Rico little hope of victory, Max Kellerman had pointed to the matchup as something straight out of a Rocky film. While discussing Rico's chances, he had focused on what it would take for him to be viewed as a legitimate threat against Oleksandr Usyk. Kellerman had examined Rico's achievements, physical advantages, and fighting background while considering whether he possessed the qualities needed to pull off an upset against one of boxing's most accomplished champions.
Somehow actually beats Usyk, he will have pulled off an all-time upset. But short of that, Mike, what's a win for Verhoeven here?
Max, I think Verhoeven, obviously, if he can hurt Usyk at any juncture in the fight, that's a win. If he can make it into the second half of the fight, past round 6, that's a win for me. And just being overall competitive and showing his...
Unlike some of the more confident predictions, Max Kellerman had examined the matchup from a broader perspective. He had likened the event to a classic Rocky-style narrative, where an underdog stepped into the ring against a proven boxing great. Kellerman had recognized Rico Verhoeven's natural advantages, particularly his size, strength, and athletic ability, and he had argued that those qualities gave him a realistic opportunity to make the contest competitive. Meanwhile, Mike Coppinger had noted that Rico would not have been a fighter easily brushed aside, highlighting his demanding preparation, valuable sparring sessions with Tyson Fury, and the experience he gained while working under Peter Fury. In Coppinger's view, those factors could have allowed Rico to pose serious challenges and create dangerous situations at different stages of the fight.
He can't just go, he just can't get bulldozed, you know what I mean? He can't get wiped out, right?
He can't just show up.
And that's not a win. I think he's got to make an impression.
Yeah, Max, we had Rico on the show, and look, Rico, like you said, he's coming to win. This guy trains very hard for this opportunity. He's a very accomplished fighter, and he's a proud guy. I would be surprised if he wasn't in there throwing fight-ending shots. Whether they land or not, different story.
And you have Peter Fury in his corner that knows heavyweight boxing, so that's another advantage for him.
Have you worked with
Tyson Fury in the ring with him?
I was in a Fury camp many years ago, and Peter was his coach, and he was doing a great job with Fury at that time.
Jarrell Miller had viewed the matchup from a completely different angle, making it clear that he was backing Rico. He had argued that many people were overlooking Rico simply because of his kickboxing roots, while ignoring the discipline, toughness, and punching power he brought into the ring. Miller had maintained that crossover contests could be highly unpredictable, with momentum capable of changing in an instant. In his opinion, Rico possessed enough physical attributes and fighting experience to create major difficulties, especially if the bout had developed into a rough, unpredictable battle where structure and strategy began to break down.
He's not no punk, so I'm gonna throw up one in the air and say Rico, man. I came up on the kickboxing scene with Rico Verhoeven, you know, Glory and K1, phenomenal fighter in his respectable sport. If you want to go by the statistics, yes, the fight's favorite Usyk, yes, Usyk's supposed to win, all that, yes, we can say that, but I'm going with my boy.
Hall had argued that Rico's strength and aggressive, pressure-heavy style could have interfered with Usyk's usual flow and timing. He had believed that constantly pushing forward and forcing exchanges might have prevented Usyk from settling into his preferred rhythm. Hall had even suggested that Usyk may not have expected the level of non-stop intensity and physical pressure that Rico could have brought into a professional boxing match.
Give me any single man on the planet, I'd pick Rico Verhoeven, because to me, he is the hardest motherfucker I have ever met. If you ask me, you put Usyk, AJ, Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou, Alex Pereira, Conor McGregor, line them all up, right? And say, right, which one would you want to fight the least? Rico Verhoeven.
Johnny Nelson had offered a more measured prediction compared to many of the other experts. He had expected Usyk to secure the victory, but he had seen the fight going the distance rather than ending with an early knockout. Nelson had credited Rico's conditioning, durability, and physical strength, believing those qualities would help him remain competitive through smart defensive tactics and well-timed clinches. Even so, he had stressed that Usyk's superior boxing skills, ring awareness, and technical precision operated on an entirely different level. In Nelson's view, that advantage would gradually become more apparent as the rounds progressed and ultimately prove decisive on the scorecards.
If there's one man on the planet you wouldn't want to fight, it's Rico Verhoeven. He is a bad...
Wow. Okay, what an endorsement. You think he has a chance? You think he can win this fight?
100%. There's, I honestly think that Rico is going to be a big problem. Big problem for Usyk. Rico, you got to think with the kickboxing, I think, what is it, three 3-minute rounds or something?
Yep.
Yeah, and they are trained. So you got to think like that. They don't do the 12-round bollocks. Like they are trained just to give 100% for those 3 minutes. And you watch the fight ringside, it is forward, offense. They do not take breaks. And I think that's going to be a real shock.
Dominic Ingle had taken a much harsher view of Rico's prospects in the matchup. He had made it clear that he could not see any credible route to victory for him. Ingle had challenged the growing excitement around Rico's boxing potential, arguing that competing at the elite level of professional boxing required a depth of experience that could not easily be replaced by accomplishments in other fighting disciplines. He had also expressed doubt that the presence of Peter Fury and his guidance would have been enough to overcome such a significant difference in boxing expertise and ring experience.
Rico will be very fit, very strong, limited in regards to technique and comparison, but I think he'll be. I think he'll go the distance. He'll grab and hold, unless the referee jumps in and saves him. But it won't be a beatdown. I think my man will be very fit to try and hold the court.
From the kickboxing community, Peter Aerts had voiced significant concerns about Rico Verhoeven's chances in the matchup. He had recognized Usyk's world-class boxing pedigree and his proven success against elite heavyweight opponents, noting that such a high level of competition would have been incredibly difficult for Rico to adapt to. Although Aerts had admired Rico's willingness to test himself in boxing, he had cautioned that his relatively limited experience under boxing rules could have turned the challenge into an extremely demanding task. In his view, facing a fighter with Usyk's skill set and championship background would have required an adjustment unlike anything Rico had previously encountered.
Only in one way, can't it, with Usyk winning?
How?
Probably knock him out.
Early, late?
I ain't even seen the other guy, but unless
he's basically done what Usyk's done in boxing and kickboxing.
Well, what does that mean? I think we've had this discussion before, haven't we? So, like I say,
Peter Fury in his corner, will that make any difference?
Why? Not unless Peter's going to jump in and have a go at Usyk, no.
I might share that joke with Peter, hopefully.
Ernesto Hust had also offered a more technical assessment of the matchup. He had argued that Rico would have needed an almost flawless performance to remain competitive. Hust had emphasized how crucial the transition from kickboxing to boxing would be, pointing out that even minor technical weaknesses could be punished at this elite level. However, he had also conceded that Rico's size and physical strength might have allowed him to stay a threat for longer than expected, provided he had adapted effectively to the demands of pure boxing.
It'll be very difficult for Rico. Because he doesn't have that experience in boxing.
Yeah, true.
And Usyk is really good, I think, and especially he's not even that big, but he's beating all the big guys.
Yeah, but he's quite big. I met him last time in Italy. He's bigger than me.
Okay, well, let me put it like this. When I saw him fight with
Tyson Fury.
With Tyson
Yeah,
Fury.
but Tyson Fury is...
yeah, okay. I never saw Tyson Fury.
he's bigger than us, much bigger.
But anyway, he did very good. I was surprised. I think it's a big chance for Rico.
Yeah.
But he have to do his very best.
Yeah, but the experience this Usyk had more than 300...
Gareth A. Davies had put forward a late fight forecast that still tilted in Usyk's direction, but not as an immediate finish. He had expected the contest to stretch into the championship rounds before Usyk gradually established full authority, likely around the 7th or 8th round. Davies had compared this scenario to other crossover matchups where pure boxing fundamentals eventually become the deciding factor. He had maintained that Usyk's precision in timing, intelligent footwork, and high-level ring IQ would steadily wear down Rico's resistance as each round passed, slowly but consistently shifting the momentum until complete control had been taken.
Unbeaten as a professional, so I think it's a big thing. But for Holland, they're going to put Holland on the map too, you know.
In a boxing.
Good. And you never know, you know. When I put my money, I put Usyk, but when he make good, one punch can be over, you know. You never fight is fight, you know.
Fight is a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And so I hope that he will do good.
Yeah.
And if he show himself and if he really show that he's a good that he evolved in the boxing and everything, I will be very satisfied.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think physically he can do it.
When reflecting on all the forecasts, the split in opinion had been obvious. A section of analysts had placed complete faith in Usyk's refined boxing mastery to neutralize every possible threat inside the ring. Others had argued that Rico Verhoeven's physical size, raw strength, and extensive combat background could have posed genuine problems if the fight had become rough, chaotic, or physically overwhelming. Ultimately, the pre-fight talk had highlighted how uncertain crossover bouts always are, where technique, power, and reputation all converge under the same spotlight, fueling endless discussion long after the final bell had sounded. That brings us to the end here at Fight Crave. Share your thoughts on how you saw this matchup playing out. What was your prediction before the fight? Drop a comment with your reaction, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates from Fight Crave as the boxing world continues to wait for what comes next.
95-5 fight. I don't know what the odds are. You probably got them, but I can't imagine Rico's got.
No, it's like a massive odds-on favourite. It's another freak show, isn't it?
It is. Well, we had
unless something crazy happens, but it can't do.
Rico's got big right hands, but it's a different sport. We saw that when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather. We had never seen Mayweather hit by an uppercut, but he didn't move when Conor hit him. Conor got exhausted because he's used to going to the ground, because MMA is a different sport. So is kickboxing. Usyk, with that brilliance, that tip-tap-top, left, right, angles, he will exhaust Rico and probably stop him 7 or 8 rounds.
Eddie Hall had shared a similar belief in Rico Verhoeven's chances. He had referred to Rico as one of the most formidable and physically imposing fighters he had ever encountered, arguing that his sheer presence could have played a significant role in the contest. Hall had felt that Rico's size, confidence, and commanding aura had the potential to affect the dynamics of the fight even before the action fully unfolded inside the ring.